Oh, nobody's here.
You were here.
Yeah.
All right. The Senate Committee on Appropriations is going to come to order. Good morning. We have 57 bills on today's agenda, 5 of which are eligible for a due pass motion. The rest of the bills are all suspense file candidates. For anyone listening who is interested in AB 803 by Gunnar Horvath, that bill has been rescheduled for our next meeting. We're also going to be taking AB 890 by Assemblymember Cervantes out of order as a courtesy, and that measure will be Mr. Consultant, would you call the roll for the purposes of establishing a quorum?
Senator Portantino.
I'm here.
Senator Portantino here. Senator Bates. Bates here. Bradford. Jones. Senator Jones here. Kamlager. Laird. Wachowski. Wachowski here. We have 4 members present.
All right, we will now move to opposition. If you're opposed, I see one person coming to the microphone. Come on, sir. Tell us your name, your organization, and your position.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members. Mark Graham. I appreciate your patience with the organization name. It is Californians who appreciate the opportunities to speak to you today, and we're opposed.
Thank you. I see another gentleman coming up.
Yes, my name is Paul McGavin. I appreciate your patience. My organization name is Californians who support the Appropriations Committee being willing to hear all bills that have substantial evidence in their bill files proving they would have significant fiscal impacts on cities, counties, and the state. We oppose the bill. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we will now go to opposition for AB 783. Is there anyone in this room wishing to testify in opposition to AB 783? Sir, please come up and tell us your name, your organization, and I hope it's got a creative name, and your position.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who distributed a copy of this to every legislator's office on Tuesday. We also hold the Senate in very high regard, and we're opposed.
Thank you. We have another person opposed.
I think you should sit right over here.
Yeah, you guys could sit closer.
Yeah, we'll try. My name is Paul McGavin, and I'm with Californians who encourage the senators and assembly members to call Dr. Tomas Aragon to discuss how wireless broadband has created conditions of child endangerment in San Francisco and Sacramento, and we oppose the bill.
All right, we'll now go to opposition of SCA 1. Is there anyone wishing to oppose SCA 1? Come on up. I really think you guys should move up to the second row. It'll save us time. All right, sir. Tell us your name, your affiliation, and your position.
Certainly. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who learned that Senate standing committees are multi-member bodies that are required to conduct their meetings openly, allowing a place at the table for the public, and we're opposed.
Thank you.
My name is Paul McGavin, and we're Californians who actually spoke to William T. Bagley, 94-year-old former assembly member, this week, and we learned directly from him the legislative intent of the Bagley-Keene Act. We oppose the bill.
All right, we'll now go to opposition of SCA 2. If there's anyone wishing to oppose SCA 2, now is your opportunity. Tell us your name and your new organization and your position.
Mr. Chairman and members, Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who identified that every Senate standing committee is subject to 2 open meeting laws, and we're opposed.
Thank you, sir. Any other opposition?
Yes, my name is Paul McGavin. I am Californian who know that by California law, all COVID-19 protocols expired on August 29th, 2020. So none of these COVID-19 protocols are real or legal, and we oppose the bill.
All right, I'm going to challenge you two for the next time to be able to say your organization without reading it. So you have to take this time to memorize your organizations for the next one. Having taken support, we'll move to opposition. Is there anyone opposed to AB 7 in this room? Please state your name, your organization, and your position.
Mr. Chairman and members, Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who learned that by law, Governor Gavin Newsom could only extend the state of emergency for up to 2 90-day periods, and we are opposed.
Thank you. Any other opposition? He met the challenge. Let's see if you can.
My name is Paul McGavin, and I'm with Californians who are electromagnetically sensitive, and we oppose all legislation that would make us move out of our homes, and we oppose the bill.
Thank you. Are you guys here for support? All right. Tell us who you are, your name, affiliation, and your position.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. My name is Rasko Kayangyang, legislative staffer for Javanka Beckles, Alameda Contra Costa Transit Director, also a former Boyle School Board member and member of Save Our Seniors, in strong support of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you. Others in support?
Good afternoon, Chairman Portantino and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who want the state to freeze all of the telecommunication bills pending the completion by Dr. Thomas Aragon, the director of the California Department of Public Health, of his review of the scientific research on the health effects of electromagnetic fields. And we are proud to support this bill.
In this room, if you're opposition, come on up.
My name is Paul McGavin. We are for consistent Californians who do have opposition here, and this recognizes that the Senate Daily Journal should be treated like the Senate Daily File and should keep pace, yet it lags behind by 4 to 6 weeks. This is a big problem for the public to understand.
You're going a little bit too far in your organization. All right, you're opposed. Mr. Daly, I see you showed up also hoping to prey upon my good spirits and the sense of vacation. Since I allowed your colleagues to go out of order, I'm going to do this once, but in the future, we will stick to the order. It's only because this is getaway day that we're doing this. So, and hopefully brevity is part of your presentation.
Yes.
AB 1499, Transportation Design Build Highways. Having taken support, we'll now go to opposition. Is there anyone in this room opposed to AB 1499?
Yes, Chairman Portantino and members, Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who respectfully request that the legislature should create a searchable database for all the position letters that are submitted through the legislature's web portal, and we are opposed.
All right, any other opposition to 1499?
I'm Paul McGavin for Californians who have documented and placed in the public record procedural errors in bills you will face in August appropriations.
Please tell us briefly about AB 1511.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. This is the annual Insurance Committee Omnibus
I'm Paul
Bill.
McGavin for Californians who recognize that Lloyd's of London and all reinsurers do not insure injury, illness, or death from microwave radiation, and we support this bill.
All right, we've taken support. We'll move to opposition of AB 1511. Sir, come on up.
Good afternoon, Chairman Portantino and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who recommend that this committee should restore public speaking times to their 2017 levels, consistent with the open meetings laws that apply to Senate standing committees, and we are opposed.
Do we have any witnesses here in room 4203 wishing to testify in opposition of AB 536? Mr. Graham, you're recognized.
Thank you, Senator and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who point out that the permitting system for the issuance of cell antenna permits is currently working and does not need to be fixed, and we are opposed.
Thank you. Mr. McGavin, you're recognized.
Thank you. I'm Paul McGavin. Californians who are actual software engineers and used a hex editor to open up the Senate Daily Journal, and we have uncovered problems that we will be putting in the record. Thank you.
Testify in opposition of AB 615. Mr. Graham, you're recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wachowski. Members, Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who wish to remind you that as recently confirmed by the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, cities retain the jurisdiction to impose aesthetic regulations on the placement of cell antennas, and we believe that that should be left intact. We're opposed.
Very good. Mr. McGavin, you are recognized in opposition of AB 615.
Yes, I'm Paul McGavin with Californians who recognize that broadband improvements are necessary, but they must be with bills that are actually technology neutral. Any such amendments that change that must be struck, and we oppose the bill.
Mr. Graham, you're recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wojciechowski and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who prefer city-owned community broadband projects to provide high-speed internet access and close the digital divide with no electromagnetic radiation, and we are opposed.
Very good, thank you. Mr. McGavin, you are recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wachowski. I'm Paul McGavin, and I'm with Californians who agree with the Department of Treasury's June 2021 stake in the ground, saying broadband must be addressed with 100 megabits per second symmetric service, both up and down, and wireless broadband cannot achieve that. We oppose the
Mr.
bill.
Graham, you're
Thank you.
recognized. Very good.
Thank you, Senator Wojciechowski and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who recognize that since 2012, the city of Chattanooga, Tennessee, has had a city-owned community broadband project that has created many jobs and saved millions of dollars, and we are opposed.
Thank you. Mr. McGavin, you are recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wachowski. My name is Paul McGavin. We're with Californians who agree with Senator McGuire's impassioned speech yesterday on AB 156, the broadband budget bill, and how these incumbent companies haven't solved the digital divide, and that's why cities can do it when they recover the money that was earmarked for it since 1993. We oppose the bill.
Mr. Graham, you're recognized.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Wojciechowski and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who believe that the state should spend some of the American Recovery Plan Act money from the federal government on city-owned community broadband projects like the one in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we're opposed.
Thank you. Mr. McGavin, you are recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wachowski. Paul McGavin. I'm with Californians who know that telecommunications service only needs signal strength of minus 85 dBm, yet in Sacramento, we have measured minus 10 dBm in a second-story bedroom. This is way too much, and we oppose the bill.
In opposition, are there members of the public here in room 4203 who wish to testify in opposition of AB 56? Mr. Graham, you are recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wojciechowski and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who want to significantly reduce our involuntary exposure to cell antenna electromagnetic radiation because it is dangerous to human health, and we are opposed.
Very good, thank you. Mr. Gavin, you are recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wachowski. Paul McGavin, with Californians who want to clarify that minus 10 dBm is 25 million times higher than needed for 5 bars on a cell phone and results in child endangerment, as was reported to Dr. Tomas Aragon on October 22nd, 2019 in San Francisco.
We
oppose the
testify in
bill.
opposition of AB 1035. Mr. Graham, you are recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wojciechowski and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who read the study by the United States National Institutes of Health National Toxicology Program, November 2018, that found clear evidence of cancer from cell phone radiation, and we are opposed.
Very good, thank you. Mr. McGavin, you are recognized.
Yes, my name is Paul McGavin. We're Californians who recognize that Dr. Tomas Aragon, the head of the California Department of Health, is a medical doctor, and he is a mandated reporter for conditions of child endangerment. He has known about this since October 22nd, 2019. We would like him to report that to our senators and assembly members. Thank you.
Follow the same procedure for the opposition. Are the witnesses here in room 4203 who wish to testify in opposition of AB 57? Mr. Graham, you are recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wojciechowski and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who support the preservation of local zoning authority over the placement of cell antennas consistent with 47 U.S.C. Section 332C from the Telecommunications Act of 1996, and we are opposed.
Thank you very much. Mr. McGavin, you are recognized.
Yes, thank you, Senator Wachowski. I'm Paul McGavin with Californians who do read the 1996 Telecommunications Act carefully, and we abide by Section 324 that says in all circumstances, all radio licensed by the FCC must use the minimum power for the communication desired. That would be minus 85 dBm.
Is there any witnesses here in room 4203 who wish to testify in opposition of AB 73? Mr. Graham, you are recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wojciechowski and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who know that the state is unable to guarantee that it will ensure safety if it expands the placement of cell antennas on city streets and close to homes, and we are opposed.
Thank you. Mr. McGavin, you are recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wachowski. My name is Paul McGavin with Californians who recognize that many cities in California from 2018 through 2021 have passed protective wireless ordinances to ensure that they have actual public safety and the quiet enjoyment of their streets in their residential neighborhoods, and we oppose the bill.
Thank you very much.
Martin Radosevich on behalf of the California Beekeepers sponsoring this bill.
Thank you.
Mr.
Graham, you are recognized.
Thank you, Senator Wachowski and members. Mark Graham on behalf of Elk Grove residents who appreciate that our city currently prohibits the placement of cell antennas immediately adjacent to the front yard of a residential dwelling, and we do not want the state to override our local zoning code, and we are opposed.
Thank you. Mr. McGavin, you are recognized in opposition of AB 719.
I'm sorry to be out of order, but on Bs I have to support, and that is because we are aware of a cell tower turned on in Idaho, literally 800 feet from Hank Allen's backyard. It killed every one of his bees in his beehive, and there's video evidence to prove it. They are very sensitive to this. We appreciate taking care of our environment. We support a bee bill. Thank you.
So noted.
Go ahead.
Certainly, Senator Portantino and members, Mark Graham, on behalf of the Californians who oppose making policy without considering the scientific evidence because it will raise the costs to the state, both in terms of medical costs for people that are injured and litigation, and we are opposed.
All right. We've given you gentlemen lots of leeway today, so.
Thank you, Senator Portantino. We're with Californians who support the conclusion that this is a liability transfer to cities to allow cell towers in the public rights of way, and we oppose the bill.
Certainly,
all right.
Chairman Portantino and members, Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who believe that a cell antenna on public property is a dangerous condition on public property, and California law imposes liability for that, and that would entail huge costs for the state and cities, and we are opposed.
Thank you, Senator Portantino. My name is Paul McGavin, and we are Californians who agree with the top attorneys in the United States, including Scott Novick from the FCC, that the September 2018 FCC Order 18-133 is presumptive only. It's not federal law and should not become state law. We oppose the bill.
Certainly, Senator Portantino and members, Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who are opposed to creating potentially many, many new lawsuits in California Superior Courts over cities having to take the carriers to court over the deemed approved cell antenna permits, and we are opposed.
Thank you, Senator Portantino. Paul McGavin. Californians who speak to FCC attorneys every 6 months, and we know the definition of a small cell has no foundation because it was wiped out in August of 2019, and we oppose the bill.
Chairman Portantino and members, Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who remember that on 2 occasions the Federal Communications Commission declined to adopt a deemed approved for cell antenna permits, and that avoided clogging up the California courts with lawsuits, and we are opposed.
All right, next person.
Thank you, Senator Portantino. Paul McGavin with Californians who know from those FCC attorneys that every wireless telecom facility of any size or any G must undergo National Environmental Policy Review, and those that do not, which is almost all of them, they can lose their license if they don't. We oppose the bill.
Thank you, Senator Portantino and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who experience headaches, insomnia, and tinnitus in their homes from involuntary exposure to electromagnetic fields, and we are opposed.
Senator Portantino, Paul McGavin for Californians who recognize that the FCC regulates only Title II services, which is telecommunications, not Title I services, which is wireless broadband, and therefore they have no rights to be in the public rights of way. We oppose the bill.
Thank you, Chairman and members. Mark Graham, on behalf of Californians who believe it is a high matter of state interest to preserve health and well-being, and that should be a higher priority than any particular method of providing high-speed internet, and we are opposed.
Thank you, Senator Porcentino. Paul McGavin, with Californians who understand FTTP is the solution and means two things: fiber optic to the premises and freedom to the people. That is the way to close the digital divide in an equitable way in California. We
AB
oppose the bill.
287, go ahead.
Thank you, Senator Porcentino and Mark Graham. On behalf of Californians who believe this bill is unnecessary, it's punitive, and the state should be able to commence these lawsuits within the current statute of limitations, which is 1 year. Otherwise, you're going to create more unnecessary lawsuits.
All right, I got
You're
you.
opposed.
Thank you.
Senator Porcentino, thank you so much. We will address, we are Californians who know that PhDs in physics, as Mr. Quirk is, or Dr. Quirk, has no credentials to make any statements on safety. And
Please refrain from referencing to the opposition of AB 305. Again, please be brief.
Yes, thank you, Chairman Porcentino and members. Mark Graham, the grand finale. We appreciate your patience today and the opportunity to address the committee on these bills, and we are opposed.
Thank you.
And thank you, Paul McGavin. Californians who recognize that Senator Porcentino and Senator Wachowski are scholars and gentlemen, and we appreciate you listening and giving us the leeway you did today. We very much appreciate it. We oppose the bill.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.